and welcome to my second ever YouTube broadcast. Today, my podcast will be on the subject of the Conscious Life Expo. I was just watching Jimmy Church's Conscious Life Expo review, and I figured I should probably do my own. So, it was a really long weekend. In case you haven't been watching or you haven't been following my stuff on social media, this last weekend was my first reporter gig as a reporter for EXO News, which is a news organization on the area of exopolitics, EXO News. So exopolitics is the study of ufology in relation to the government, and it was started by Michael Sala. There's a much better, more defined definition of that, so just look it up online so you can really get it and research it. This weekend was a long weekend. It was like I had to be there at 10 a.m. every day, unpack my booth, and leave at 10 p.m. every day. So it was 3 days for the whole weekend, and I unpacked the first day, which was Thursday, the day before it all began. So it was really intense, but it was very rewarding. I got in almost every single interview that I planned on getting, except for one with Secret Space Program whistleblower Jason Rice. And I mean, it was kind of strange. We had something worked out, but he never really got in contact with me. But hopefully we can work it out and I can get him included in there also in a future event. So obviously I can't talk much about the EXO News stuff because all my interviews will be posted on EXO News, so watch out for that. I'm excited to be a part of Michael Sala's news program. I really respect him and everything he's been doing for disclosure in the UFO community, and I'm excited myself to be a bigger part of the full disclosure that is happening now. So besides that, what else I was doing at the expo was I had my Shaman Spirits booth, and I had this amazing Reiki girl, Emily Christensen, running it, and a friend of hers, Mariah, and I think they did a pretty good job running it. We were in a weird area. Not many people came through there. If you were at the expo, you might not have seen me because they put me on the bottom floor in this weird room, and it wasn't them. It was actually me. I chose the booth thinking it was in a different area than the area I ended up in. So if you were there and you didn't see me, that's why. But considering that very few people went in the room, I actually sold a decent amount for the amount of people that actually came through the room. I think I sold like about 8 spears, so I was hoping I would sell out like I have at Alien Con and other events in the past, but I guess you live and you learn, right? So yeah, the expo was really interesting. Obviously it's always fun to be around like-minded people, and that's the reason why I go to these events. There's been a little drama going on in the UFO scene, and me being a reporter, I had to be aware of it, and I had to deal with it. And it was funny because I actually had some interviews with Gaia. I did a viewer interview with them, and they were really interested in me, so they actually brought me to the Gaia suite, and I did a more one-on-one interview with them and the producers. And I just wanted to really see who the producers were because I've heard so much coming out about, obviously if you're into the UFO scene, you probably know that the whole thing with Corey Good and David Wilcock and all that going on. So I had to go in there and see what was going on with it all myself, and it was funny because they were actually really interested in me. But a message I had to give them, and I kind of told them in all the interviews, and a message I want to give to my viewers right now is, obviously, if you're part of the UFO scene and you're part of all these conferences, I think it's important that we all come together and unite on our ideas here. And obviously we need to get to the truth, and that's why these things are going on. I mean, we can't have people out there putting out false information. So I mean, I guess it is kind of important that we work things out here, but I think it's important that we really unite on what we're saying to people and have a good message, because I mean, aren't we all on the same side here? We're all part of bringing forward disclosure, and that's what's important. So I think we all need to keep that in mind. And maybe you're one of my viewers that don't know much about the UFO scene and aren't involved in it, but I'll tell you more about the expo because this is the subject of this video. And along those lines, I'll also be doing more YouTube shows. I want to do a regular one about once a week, So I'll get more into that later. But also, besides finishing up with the expo, I mean, that was a lot of work. I had so much leading up to it. I had actually planned on doing an intro video for the expo, and I had so much going on. I was literally doing like 20 things a day leading up to it. It was insane. So now I'm just doing the review of the expo, and I think it went really, really well. I got in way more with the interviews than I had planned, and I'm really excited to do more reporting in the future. With my videos here, I am planning on probably talking more on just the ancient alien subjects, and I'll get more into that later. But also, the next thing I'll be doing is filming a YouTube series with Tyler Odysseus, who's my quantum touch teacher. And I'm really excited to be doing that because he is working on his own modality now, and it's a new one. He's actually been working on it for a while, and he's been practicing and teaching several different modalities for the past 12 years, and he's the founder of Pure Joy Energy. And I'm excited to be doing this series with him coming up. It'll be on his channel, but obviously I'll be cross-referencing it on mine, along with cross-referencing the EXO News channels on my channel. So stay tuned for that. I can't get more into it because obviously that's going to be on his series, but we'll be working on some cool techniques that have to do with the law of attraction and manifesting and putting energy into other things besides just healing, because you can use energy for many different things. And a lot of people always ask me to do shows on law of attraction. So that's something else that I plan on talking about with my shows. So yeah, like, let me know what you would like to hear about my show. Everyone always says that to do a YouTube series, you really need to kind of have a niche and stick with one subject. But I think all the different things I do just kind of blend together. And I will have a blog. I've had it for a while now, called Apollo's Odyssey. My Instagram handle is Apollo's Odyssey. So maybe I'll be changing this show to that name also, because my life is really a wild journey, and I really feel like people should be watching it, because I mean, I've been doing a lot and I don't do this all for nothing. So I'd love to talk about it more to a wider audience and share my journey a little more, because I know people have a lot of fun seeing my pictures of what I do, but I like to get more video content about what I do, because there's so much that I've been doing out there. And it's funny, I actually had this astrologer, I worked with an astrologer this weekend, and she kind of told me, she said that with everything that's in my astrology, I'm meant to be seen in this lifetime, and everything I'm doing, like my journeys, are kind of something that people look up to. And I've noticed that a lot in my life, people kind of seem to like follow my footsteps with what I do a lot. So I want to be putting a good image out there, and I want to really help with this disclosure movement, and I want to share with everyone what I'm doing, because I've been a lifelong researcher in all these areas of studies, and I guess it's not really good to be hoarding all this information, right? I mean, I've been a huge book nerd my whole life, and I remember everything I read. I just have this crazy photographic memory. So I guess the next step for me is I'll be jotting down all the topics that I want to go over with you guys. And obviously, since I'm reporting for EXO News, I won't be getting too much into exopolitics, because that's what I'll be doing for the news show. But I mean, what has led me up to the point where I'm at now was, as a kid, I was always super interested in just the world around me, nature, ancient past, like dinosaurs. And as I grew up, my uncles, they taught me different modalities, such as quantum touch is a healing modality, but also they kind of got me a little involved in this sort of way of telepathically communicating with animals. And that was I had some weird experiences with that growing up. I've had my own contact experiences, which I like to talk about. And I don't know if you've seen the show I've been on recently with Tamu, High Priestess, her High Priestess show. I'll put a link below the show about it in the comments so you can check it out. But I actually talked a little on my experiences with her, and it was really fun. And it was really great to be on a live broadcast. So let me know what you think about me doing a live broadcast versus what I'm doing right now, just kind of talking as a podcast and putting it out. Or I can also do jump cuts and kind of get more humorous and into it. But some people say they think that's fake if I'm doing too much jumping around and, you know, editing stuff together. I'd like to be more real if possible, you know? So it's always good to be real. I mean, so it's always been important to be authentic. I guess that's what it's like being a non-group person. So besides all of the UFO stuff I'm doing, I have been a model and an actress and a guitarist since I was 12, and I'm doing all that here in LA. I live in the Hollywood Hills, and I don't know if I'll be talking about all that stuff very much in my shows, but if you see all these awesome pictures of me online and these little projects I'm coming out with, I mean, that's what I do. I always had fun with that. If I wasn't an artist, I don't know what else I would be. Besides, well, maybe being an author or whatever, but that kind of goes along with it all. So, um, so yeah. The guitar stuff I do, I am actually, in case you don't know, I've been playing guitar for this band, The Siren, for the past, I think 3 or 4 years now, and it's doing super well. We've won multiple awards, and we have some awesome shows coming up, so maybe I'll be putting some videos on here about that. But if you want to check any of that out, go to whatisthesiren.com or the Siren Vivo, and there's some amazing stuff out there. So it's all on 432 hertz frequency music. So basically everything I'm doing here, I feel like it all really kind of interrelates, you know, the UFO stuff, metaphysical stuff. Growing up, I went from healing to studying forbidden archaeology and lost civilizations, which led me to discover, and if you don't understand what forbidden archaeology is, that's kind of has to do with the stuff that the mainstream history books don't really talk about. Like, obviously, Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. I mean, there's actually evidence that the ancient Celtics were in America in the past, and even they found Roman artifacts in America, and you can look more on that online. Don't take my word for it. You know, I think there's been several missions to America in the ancient past, but I mean, that's not what I'm getting into here. What I'm getting into is that there's so much that has happened in our ancient past that has been covered up. You know, the Library of Alexandria was supposedly burned, but really most people know that it's actually in the Vatican. You know, there's so much going on here in our past that has been covered up, and it's always been important for me to understand it all. And obviously we all are connected to the Hall of Amente, and we can tap into that in our minds, but you know, until we really get to that point, I think it's important for us to discover our ancient past and uncover these truths and kind of get out of this oppression that we've been in by these power elites and bankers. And, you know, they've been suppressing all this amazing technology. All these secret space program whistleblowers are coming forward. They know there's all this technology that has been suppressed from us. We couldn't be in a free energy civilization by now. There could be so much that we could have amazing communities that are completely self-sustaining, and we could have an education system that actually caters towards the individuals. And besides all these other things I do, I'm also into I'm somewhat of a political activist. I like to call myself a spiritual activist because I don't really side with anything. Like, a lot of people think stuff I post are like, oh, you sound like you're a right-winger, oh, blah, 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 but really, I'm a libertarian, and I'm just about freedom, and I want America to be what it was originally supposed to be, and I feel like our rights are slowly being taken away, and we're slowly becoming accustomed to it, and that's not okay. And I'm all about freedom, and I want America to be about freedom, like it used to be, and the power of speech. You know, all these people being deplatformed is horrible. Anyone should be able to talk about whatever they want to talk about unless it's dangerous to others. So I'll probably be talking about some of that on here too. And I think that's really important. I'd like to get this UFO stuff also involved in the political stuff I'm doing, because really it all interrelates. Like all this that's going on with the UFO, secret space program, exopolitics stuff is what trickles down into what's going on politically around the world right now. And if you understand the stuff that's going up here, you understand what's going on down here. And I mean, who knows if, you know, all these secret space program blowers are legit, and, you know, if the alliance and the white hats and all this stuff is really, and these indictments are really coming out. But I think it's really exciting, and I think all this information is really fascinating, and all these people coming forward, I mean, they have so much to say. how could you make it all up? And I think it was funny. Some of the people I interviewed this last weekend were Linda Moulton Howell, investigative reporter. She's incredible. You can look up any of her stuff, like on the holographic universe theory, and just she's been coming out with this amazing stuff about Antarctica. And also, I interviewed a secret space program whistleblower, Emery Smith, who I've been excited to talk to for a very long time. And I had a few other interviews, but these two were really incredible, and we went really deep into some things. And I really like what these people are doing for the world. Not only are they just trying to bring out disclosure, but they really want humanity to be better, and that's what I'm going for too. So I'm glad that I can help bring forward disclosure with these people. And it was kind of funny. Me and Linda had a bit of a conversation about all of this, and she's like, I don't even get. I really feel like we've been really reaching the 100th monkey, or the crest of the wave of the human consciousness shift. It's like it's been growing and growing. Before, like, I haven't really experienced this as much in my lifetime, but obviously these people that have been in the scene forever, I mean, they couldn't even talk about these things. For the longest time, there were no platforms for them to talk about it on. And me just starting in the scene only 5 years ago, starting out and watching it grow, I was like the only young person in the scene when I really started it. I mean, obviously there were probably a few others, but every time I went to Contact in the Desert, I mean, really it was just a lot of older like scientists and stuff and me, and I've really seen it grow. More younger people have come, and now there's all these amazing documentaries coming out. Ancient Aliens has been like the highest rated on TV, so I think I'm really catching the beginning of this wave that's just growing and growing, and I really want to help humanity bring forward disclosure so that we can release all these suppressed technologies, and everything can we can have free energy. And so just stay tuned for the EXO News stuff. I can't get too in detail about it because obviously you need to watch it on there, and I'm really excited to see what the EXO News team does with the footage that we got this weekend. And also stay tuned for my series that will be with Tyler Odysseus. That's going to be really incredible. Also, some things I want to talk about on here are maybe some books I read. I'm a huge book nerd, and I'm always reading all the time, and a lot of the books I read are actually on these subjects, so I think that kind of helps out a lot. So I'd love to just review some books from different authors in the scene that I've been looking at. So I guess if you're watching this and you're not into any of this stuff, then maybe this podcast isn't for you. I mean, I don't want to say that, but I don't know. I mean, tell everyone you know if you're into this stuff. Tell everyone you know, and tell them to subscribe to this channel, because I'm trying to get my word out there. I really need to build this platform, as I'll be a speaker in the scene. I'm actually, the next event I have coming up, I already did a podcast on this, but I'll be speaking at the 5D event, the International Symposium of Quantum Consciousness and Healing, which will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. So that event's coming up, and then I have Contact in the Desert, which is, woo, my favorite time of the year, and that's going to be freaking awesome, and I really cannot wait for that. I'll have a booth there with my shaman spirits, and at the 5D event. And also, I'll be at Alien Con the next month, the following month. And Disclosure Fest, unfortunately, is going on at the same time as Alien Con, but it's only one day, on the second day of Alien Con. So, basically, with this whole thing, I've been trying to get this team together. I had these people working my booth this last weekend, so I'll probably have someone working my booth for all these events, as I will also need to have a camera person filming me do my reports around all these events. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to be at my booth as much anymore talking about my art, and that sucks. I wish I could clone myself, but unfortunately I can't. So I'm doing the best I can here, and I really want to be doing all these things I'm doing and continue with them all. So I do need to build a team, so I want to probably get a team of women that are cool with like traveling around with me, and I would like to have a female filmmaker and some girls working my booth for all these different events. So if you're a girl and you like doing all this stuff, I would love to get you involved, and I really need to get this team together and figure out how I can profit from traveling around doing all these things, because it's really what I'm most passionate about, and I feel like I'm moving in the right direction with it all, and I want to keep going with it. I want to talk a little bit about my websites also. As I was preparing for the Conscious Life Expo, my reporter gig, I kind of realized that I needed to fix all my bios and fix all my websites because I don't really have my ufology stuff. Or at the time, I didn't really have my ufology stuff up on all these websites. And I actually had a problem with an event recently that I went to where I was a speaker MC at this event, and they actually took my bio from my modeling and acting page and just threw that as my bio for the event, and it just kind of made me look bad because it just made me look like I was only a model actress. So I realized that what I do, I really do need to encompass everything that I'm doing and kind of bring it all together. So I guess I'm just this crazy alien chick that's an artist and does all these different types of arts, and that's me. So I'm working on this image, and I would love for you to check out my website. I've been working really hard on it. My website is apaulasteria.com, and on there is a link to my other website, shamanspears.com, which has my spears up on it. I don't have the products listed yet because really, I mean, there's so much in all these products. It takes it's like an entire paragraph to really describe them all in detail. So I really like to just sell them in person, but maybe I might change that. But you can always go on the website, and if you want one customized for you, I can always make one for you and have it sent out. Usually it's around, like $150, somewhere along those lines. So I can work with you on that. So hopefully I can get a whole team of people in a workshop in the future and get all mad scientist mode into these and have someone just, managing all that so I can do everything else I'm doing. So hopefully with all these manifesting workshops I'm doing coming up, I will learn more on how to do all this and get this all together. So I'm really excited about that. I hope you are too. And I'm not just trying to sit here and brag. I'm a really humble person. I really want to do all these things I'm doing and get them out there because I just feel like it's important to be passionate and do what you feel like you need to do. It's important for everyone to be on the path they're going on and be true to themselves. And if you aren't doing what you are most passionate about, then you are kind of doing a wrong in the world, because you need to be doing what you're meant to be here doing. And if you're not doing that, then that's bad for the rest of humanity. Everyone should be doing what they want to be doing, what they're most passionate about, because that's how everyone's happy, and that's how everyone's meant here to be here to do what they are meant to do. So I think that's important that we are all doing that, and we're all fulfilling our destinies here, whatever that may be. So I know I'm getting really philosophical here. I'm actually a pretty philosophical person, so I like talking on all these different things. I've studied a lot of theology and esoteric knowledge throughout my life, and I guess I was trying to lay out all that earlier, my areas of studies that have led me to where I'm at now. But basically I've been just researching on esoteric knowledge, forbidden archaeology, ufology, exopolitics, and energy work and metaphysics my entire life. So it's just something I've always been passionate about. I feel like all these areas kind of interrelate, and like I said, I kind of consider myself as somewhat of a spiritual activist. I just want to help enlighten humanity in any way I can and help bring us all in the right direction. So I just want everyone here to be a part of my journey, and I'm excited to do this YouTube show. As soon as I made my first one, I was immediately asked to be on XO News, and I was also asked to do this series with my friend Tyler, my quantum touch teacher. So I'm really excited to be doing all this. Obviously, I only put out one show. Oh, and I was also on Tamu's show, so it's kind of funny that I do one show and then all of a sudden I have all these offers. Obviously that means I'm going on the right path here, so I definitely want to continue with it. And so make sure you give me any pointers in the comments of anything you would like to see, anything you'd like me to do. I know there's a lot of people out there doing these kind of YouTube videos on ufology, but I just kind of want to do my own thing here. I think I'm going to come up with a list of just all these different things I want to cover, and I just kind of want to do my own thing here. I think YouTube broadcasting is sort of an amazing thing of the future. Before people would just write books and now it's YouTube. Everyone just comes out and is talking about everything they're into, and it's interesting because people all around the world, they can just listen to other people's journeys and watch them talk about it. It's kind of fun, right? Some people, I've told a lot of people about how I'm doing these shows now, and a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you do stuff with fashion and all those other things you do? And I don't know, I guess I'm just really a nerd, so I feel like I just want to kind of nerd out on here. I know I like dressing up and I take awesome pictures, and I don't know, that's just who I am. I'm just kind of an extra person, so I don't know. I don't think I'll really be doing makeup tutorials or anything like that. It's not really what I'm into doing on here. But I do like dressing up and I like to have fun. And oh, this background I have here, this is actually my bedroom. This is like my lounge area, and I thought it would be cool to have all my crystals and books and everything in the background, because that's just me and that's who I am, and I think it really kind of shows who I am here. It's more personal. But also I'll probably be filming shows in different locations in the future. I think when during the YouTube series I'll be filming coming up here, which part of it will be filmed in Joshua Tree most likely. I will probably do my own segment there, and that whole segment will be more of an inspirational thing on how we all got into energy work, so that'll be super fun. I'm really excited for that. I've been wanting to go back to Joshua Tree and go to the Crystal Hill for a while now, so that'll be fun. Yeah, it was really interesting being at the Conscious Life Expo. I always like being around like-minded people, and there's a lot of strange people there. You have a lot of strange conversations, and I guess since I like being around like-minded people, that means that I must be strange too. But yeah, it's super fun going to these things, and if you haven't been involved in the scene, I encourage you to, because a lot of people, they get kind of weirded out when people talk about secret space program and all these different things, but I mean, instead of arguing with it and, just kind of pushing away, maybe it'd be best to go check it out for yourself and see what these people are about. And I never really reserved my beliefs for anything in particular. I just kind of, to me, it's like dragons are real, aliens are real. Everything is real to me until it's proven not to be. And how can you prove that? I mean, there's probably several parallel dimensions out there, or maybe hundreds of thousands of, many different timelines that we're on, and many different versions of ourselves. I mean, like, who knows? So I'm sure there's, everything that everyone talks about probably is out there and is going on in some form or another on some timeline or another. So it's really interesting. And so I guess that's really all I had for today. I hope everyone that was at Conscious Life Expo had a great time. I know it was really crowded, but I personally had a good time just being around all these like-minded people, and these interviews came out great, and I'm really excited to do more in the future. And I hope to see you all at Contact in the Desert, because that's going to be a really fun event, and that's my favorite one. If you haven't done much in the UFO scene, that's the best one to go to, and I'm really excited for that. So yeah, make sure in the comments you tell me what you think I could change, what I could be doing with this. Should I stay Apollosteria or change it to Apollo's Odyssey? Let me know. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please share, please tell other people about this. And I will be posting shows once a week, most likely maybe more. So stay tuned.